which is essentially founded by these two guys, Mark, 28M, and Jay, 29M. Mark is single, but Jay has a fiancée, Allie, 36F, that he's getting married to next summer. Nobody else is really relevant. Mark and Jay have been best friends for years. I think they're coming up on like 22. They were neighbors, went to the same schools, and got into the same college, so they wouldn't have been separated. They're actually platonic soulmates, to the point of finishing each other's sentences a lot of the time. They are the glue that holds this entire friend group together. When Jay and Allie first got together, Mark was a little weird about it, mostly due to the age gap, but he's come around a lot. They still don't get along perfectly, but he said he's happy for them both, and he's going to be the best man at their wedding. Last week, Mark got a promotion, and Jay was out of town scouting for venues, so he invited me to get trashed with him. Near the end of the night, he was hammered and grabbed my arm and told me he had a secret, and that I couldn't tell any of our friends because nobody knows. He told me that he was in love with Jay, and had been for years. He went into great detail about how attractive he found him, how good he has been to him all his life, and then he got this really freaked out look on his face and said he didn't think he could sit there and smile while the love of his life married someone else who can't even commit his birthday to memory, much less write a speech talking about how good their relationship is. He started getting teary-eyed and said the closer the wedding got, the worse he was feeling, and how he really needed someone to be there for him, which I agreed to. I'm really bad at keeping secrets. People don't tell me a lot of secrets because I tend to blab. I don't mean to, I just let stuff slip a lot of the time. It's something I've gotten a lot better at, but still, I cannot tell this one. But it's been sitting on my chest like stones on Giles Corey. I didn't even know Mark was queer. I'm a bisexual woman myself, so I know how good some people are at hiding it. And Allie is fine, honestly. Like, she's nice and all, but I wouldn't call her and Jay a perfect match or anything. She doesn't tend to hang out with the group unless Jay is there, and I'd call her an acquaintance. I feel like all I could do is wait for some sort of blast wave, like I need to get into a bunker. I told Mark I'd be there for him, but he was so drunk I don't even think he remembers telling me. I have no idea what to do here, if anything. Since you promised to be there for Mark, the best thing you can do right now is to check in with him privately to see that he actually remembers anything from that night, as it will give you a baseline for support to give him without actually giving anything away. Because the stakes for your entire friend group are so high, and you know you struggle with keeping secrets, you need a safe outlet to process that so that you don't accidentally blast it to your social circle. Consider writing your thoughts in a journal, or venting to an objective third party completely outside of this group, like a therapist or a friend from a totally different circle, so you can relieve that Giles Corey pressure without accidentally letting anything slip out. Update: the friend group ending secret is so much worse than I thought it was. I've been texting with Mark and he's been drinking more and making sense less. I had to come over to his place a few nights ago and keep him company. He was completely wasted and sobbing like a baby. He found a therapist and scheduled an appointment, but it's still a ways out. I took the alcohol out of his apartment, as per his request, and stayed with him as he went to sleep. But while he was drunk, he dropped another bombshell on me. Apparently, a little over a year ago, Jay and Mark hooked up while, once again, drunk. Unusually, they don't have alcohol problems and they don't drink often. They're just bad drunks and tend to make really stupid decisions while plastered, texting exes and getting in fights usually. A week later, Jay met Allie, and a month after they got together, he told me he was already head over heels for Jay at that point, and it really took a toll on him. They remained friends and never talked about it again, but it's been eating away at Mark ever since. I feel fucking awful for the poor guy. I did notice about a year ago that the dynamic got really weird for a few months, but I figure it was just due to Allie being thrown in the mix. This is so damn messy. Also, no, I wasn't gonna tell anyone about the stake in it. Stop treating me like a gossipy churchgoer, desperate to ruin the lives of those around her. None of my friends have read it, so I will take the risk that they'll see this. I'll update if anything else big happens. Bye. He is carrying heartbreak that has been compounding for over a year, and having that secret hookup changes the entire context of their dynamic, because it's not even that these feelings have no precedent. You are doing an incredible, deeply empathetic thing by being his safe haven, cleaning out the alcohol and just being there so he isn't alone in the dark. It's a huge relief that he has a therapist lined up, even if the appointment feels so far away, because this is far too heavy for you to carry as his sole support system, since you're essentially acting as his anchor right now while you're navigating this minefield. Please make sure you're taking care of your own mental peace too. You're doing a great job keeping it under wraps, and don't forget to just let yourself breathe. Also, probably keep him away from alcohol around Jay or at the wedding, since most weddings offer it, just so that he doesn't end up confessing. Unfortunate timing. Update: a lot of weird stuff has happened in my friend group. So lately my girlfriend and I have been helping keep Mark sober. We tried to encourage him to talk to Jay about all of this, and he refused and said it wouldn't do any good. I'm still not sure if Jay knows how Mark feels, but I'm not about to start prodding. Then last week, something weird happened. Jay sent a text to the group chat and said that he and Allie had ended their engagement and their relationship entirely. He said he'd say more in a while, but right then he was busy with damage control. You 8-ish 20-somethings freaking out. I immediately called Mark and asked if he had anything to do with this, and he said no, which I believed. He said he seemed just as surprised as we were and was trying not to lose it. I texted Jay asking if he was alright, and he said he just needed some time to think, but thanked me for checking in. The next few days were insane, in part due to the big news, but also due to other irrelevant stuff. Our dog ate a wheat brownie. She's fine. Normally we keep our stuff far beyond her reach, but this time it was accidentally left out. There was a lot of gossip and curiosity. Allie wouldn't answer any texts, but eventually Jay reached back out and told us. So Allie had chosen her own engagement ring, pretty much. The only thing she didn't customize was the inscription on the inside of the ring that Jay got as a surprise. Well, she got in the shower a week or so ago and took off all her jewelry before she got in and left it on the bedside table. Jay picked up the engagement ring to admire it. Apparently, it wasn't all cheap, and noticed the inscription wasn't there, and that the band was a different kind of metal than the one he chose. It also looked much more weathered. She had a second near-identical engagement ring from another man. After a lot of confrontation, she admitted that Jay was just in fact the other man, and she was actually already married and had been for years. She planned on leaving him at the altar and just selling the ring. A plan so stupid, I cannot believe she made it this far. Allie isn't exactly known for how smart she is. She once asked if Mark spoke Black French or White French because he's mixed race, Creole. He's not even white mixed, and I'm wondering what she meant by it. Obviously, Jay cut her off, and he got the ring back. Mark has been pretty much by Jay's side ever since the announcement. To his credit, he genuinely doesn't seem to have ulterior motive. He wants to be there for Jay during this tough time, and at this point I have no idea what's running through that man's head. My girlfriend suggests I remove myself for a little bit, and I agreed I don't need to be in the middle of this. Anyways, that's all for now. It's all very weird and complicated. I'll update if anything else happens. I'm not gonna lie, this story sounds like uber fake. And I did look for an update about that, but there wasn't one. Just some comments from OP saying that they don't think that Jay would be ready to be with Mark. But yeah, besides that, it's like Much love. Bye bye.